Well, hello everyone. All three viewers I've got so far. First time going live, so I hope this is everything you expected of it. But I wanted to go live because I wanted to share with you my future plans and kind of what I'm doing the next month that I'll be not really posting much. I'll be more active on my other social medias, but the big plans are I'm converting this thing temporarily because I don't have money into a haunted bus. So I'm really excited about this because I've never really seen much of anything like this on the internet. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun for basically everyone locally who can attend. I'm really excited to put on this kind of show. And also, it'll be more interactive than most of my other videos. And I'm just excited to create something I've never done before. So, hi everyone who else has joined. Thank you for joining and making it out. But yeah, so don't expect like a full video till probably the first weekend in November because I've got to make a haunted bus. I need to basically make it and then film it on Halloween. So then I'm not going to upload till the weekend after that. Hopefully, if I can get the editing done by then. But I wanted to take this time to kind of talk about the plans of the bus, haunted bus, and see if anyone had any ideas for like changing it or better ideas that I haven't thought about because I'm not the end all be all with ideas, of course. And yeah, so basically, right now I'm in the back of the bus, if you can't tell, and it's getting kind of dark here in New York. So I've got some lights on that you'll see in a second. But basically, I've kind of divided up the front from the back of the bus, and then I've got two exhibits. So I'm gonna try and walk you around. I'm kind of tethered right now because I've got my laptop and it has no battery, so I'm stuck with the cord. But we're gonna make it work. So I'll start walking around and we'll show you around. So you can kind of see already I've got the walls, and these walls are kind of to divide this area, and then they have to walk through here. Here's my other light temporarily, but basically you've got this front area you walk in, and there's kind of I've divided off that front wall to basically make it so people can't see in immediately. And then there's skeleton right here, which that's not where he's going to sit permanently. That's just temporary. But he's going to be in the driver's seat. And then this area right here, my thoughts are that this is going to be like a mystery like box or a couple mystery boxes where the viewers can see what's going on and that like what's in the boxes, but then everyone who's like reaching in has to kind of guess, or mystery like touching boxes, I guess. It's kind of weird to call it that, but that's really the only way I can describe it. And then as they as I drop my mic, as they come around here, this area right here is kind of closed off. I'm thinking another skeleton potentially sitting there with maybe a voice activated or a sensor activated voice box that will kind of scare you as you turn that corner. And then there'll be probably a curtain in between these walls right here to kind of divide off this area. And then I've got this light here, but that's where my side door is. And that's going to be an exit with a ramp. And then back here in the back of the bus, where I'm currently sitting, so you've got the two wheel wells. And the plan for that is to have like two kids on desks or sitting at desks. And then there's going to be a desk back there, which I've kind of mocked up already. And then I'm going to have an actual friend of mine sitting there, and he's going to be like a fake dead teacher. And then he'll like jump out and or jump not jump out but jump scare people. And the plan for that, because it's kind of difficult, so especially in today's the way everything works today, hopefully that'll focus. Yeah. Well, whatever. But basically, the way everything works today, I don't want to get sued, so I'm being very cautious. I'm having a lawyer right now draft up a waiver, and because obviously, if I let people in and they get hurt, I could get in big trouble. So I'm creating a waiver and also a film release, so I can technically make money on and make money on the film of these people as well. And especially because there's going to be young kids, I have to be careful with that. So I don't know. It's kind of a tough subject to approach. I'm worried. That's my biggest worry, is that the waiver will turn a lot of people away. Obviously, it's going to be completely free to anyone who's coming to it, but there's obviously people who will not want to do that, and that's fine. That is their prerogative. Um, and yeah, so the plan right now is to have the bus on the front of the driveway, and then have, like, obviously I have my friends who live below me. They're going to have a little area outdoors, and it'll be kind of a fun little shindig. But I just want to, let's check out the comments. So use washable paint to make it look like a pumpkin. That's a good idea. I kind of like that. I think with the idea, like with the way we're going with the theme, I'm probably going to keep it as a school bus, just because I want the school theme. Like the front area is going to be like a science class gone wrong, and then the back area is going to be like a classroom. But I do like the idea of painting it like a pumpkin. That maybe I'll do that next year, because I'll probably have the ability to still do it again next year if I finish what I think I'm going to do, which would be insulating, electrical, and then by the time it gets to Halloween, I'm not sure if I'll have anything else done. But if I can get the insulation and the electrical then insulation done, that would be another great project, a little pumpkin. And then I'd have to figure out what I'd do next year, but might as well make it a little different. A mad scientist, yeah. I could recruit another friend. Maybe that would be another option, to have maybe have like the mad scientist in that little cove area instead of like a dead fake skeleton. Maybe I have a real person sitting in there as well. But I would need someone who's willing to do that, because that's it's a lot of work, right? It's like, even if we only do it for 2-3 hours, you're sitting there for 2-3 hours, and you have to kind of stay character and whatnot. So it's, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can get someone recruited for that, or I just make a fake scientist, fake mad scientist too. That doesn't have to be a skeleton. It's just nice that skeletons are relatively cheap to buy. So I don't know. Hopefully the audio is coming through clear. I know I'm in a bus. That's all my audio is ricocheting everywhere, but that is what it is at this point. So I feel like I've kind of gone over a lot of what I wanted to talk about with regards to the bus. I know we only have 5 people here, but that doesn't mean we can't do a quick Q&A. And if there are any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and the live chat, and we'll talk about them, or we'll end it quicker. You know, I set this for around 20-ish, but if it goes less than that, I'm not going to be mad. And if it goes over 20, I mean, we'll just make sure we're done before Chuck's big reaction video. I'm excited for that. So if you have any questions about just me in general, my bus journey, I don't know. There's a whole lot of things to ask. I'll answer one question I think some people will have in the future that maybe people haven't thought of, but I think a lot of people wonder, oh, there we go. Is the bus all fixed now? So mostly, I mean, it runs, and it drove me all the way home. It's definitely still got some issues mechanically. Like today when I started it, because I had to drive my bus closer to my house because I needed to get closer to the Wi-Fi. So to do that, I obviously had to start it up, let it idle for like a half hour, get warm. But so the bus runs and it drives, but it's not perfect. Like there's kind of this like squealing in the back. I think it's either a bearings going on the fan, because there's a belt driven from the motor to the fan that goes to the radiator, and I think something, the bearing there or something, it's a little bit more wobbly than everything else back there. So that's probably more information than you care to hear, but that's what I'm dealing with. I got to figure that out eventually, and I'd like to take it mechanically, kind of get into it eventually. I am still what I would consider a newborn baby when it comes to diesels. I work on my car, but very rarely do I get into the engine even of my car. So that's still intimidating to me. Not that I can't learn it. It just is something that you don't want to screw up. So, yeah. So someone asked roof raise. So the roof raise, that's the next big project, but I couldn't do that because of my sewer line on my house. It actually severed like right at the main where mine connects. It's severed, so it's barely connected, but I haven't even been able to get excavators out here. It's really difficult. They're all booked up, and I've just kind of been stuck with not flushing toilet paper. That is what it is, right? I got to be conscientious of that. But once the sewer gets fixed and then I save enough money, that's the next project. But I've priced it out. It's like I need a welder and I need a bunch of power tools. So it's going to be about $5,000 in tools, supplies, and pizza and wings to pay all my friends who come and help me with the roof race. So that's probably in the spring. We'll get to that. That's the goal. So yeah, I would agree, Shelly. Sheila. Sorry, Sheila. I love raised roofs as well. I think it really changes the bus into more of a recreational vehicle. And although you get rid of the windows, I mean, we know from Chuck, you got to get rid of the windows. So Schoolypalooza, probably not heading to Schoolypalooza. I think next year I'm gonna fly out to the bus fair because I want to, first off, like I'm not gonna drive my bus obviously, but I'll probably take like a tent or see if there's anyone who would let me stay with them in their bus or van or whatever, right? But I want to get out there because I want to see what other people have done with their buses, what they're like, because there's so much that you can do with such a small space. Like, I know it's a small space, but you can do so much. So I might as well see what else is out there, get inspired, maybe change my design entirely, right? I might find that I don't need as much space for certain things, or I need more space. So I'd rather do that now before I build a bus out. And yeah, we'll learn from other people's experience and mistakes, and I'm sure I'll make my own mistakes, but that's part of the journey, right? So, and I'm glad I have Chuck on my side, so that helps as well. Chuck is a wealth of knowledge, and he's worth his weight in gold. Travis, I'm excited to see you at the bus fair. I'm sure you'll have to, because I don't know if I know your face, like have a face to your name. So if any of you ever see me out and about, make sure to say hi. And I may not remember you specifically if your name isn't super different. I might not, but don't be shy. You know, say hi. And I love to meet new people and share experiences. Let me, before, if there's any other questions, I'll answer a few more, but I did want to explain, because some people, like when they get into the bus life idea or the van life, they kind of question, how the heck are you supposed to pay for this, right? And it's very difficult, because even like my experience, I found a bus that was within my price range, $6,000. It had no rust. It's great, right? But I still ended up paying double that because of repairs and get diesel and flights, right? So obviously you have to plan for the unexpected, but the way I've figured out how to pay for things, obviously I have a day job, right? A lot of us do, and you have to until somehow you're making money other ways, if it's business or whatnot. But I have a day job. I'm an engineer. I do manufacturing, so we build lawnmowers. But the other way was, so I started saving years, like almost a year ago, for this plan, and I also I knew I needed somewhere to build it, right? So you have to plan where you have to think about everything before you do it. Not everything, but a lot of it, right? Where are you going to do it? If you rent an apartment, how are you going to do that? Is your landlord going to be okay with a bus sitting there for 3 years? Like it's very difficult. So that was one of the biggest plans. And thankfully, back when I rented an apartment, my landlord actually was very smart, and he said, "Why don't you basically become a landlord?" And not that I really loved that idea, but I had thought about that a long time. And so he started helping me find a house, and we found a duplex, well, a two family, one on top of the other. And eventually you figure out that if the math works out with your mortgage costs and your rent and then utilities and whatnot, like I still pay money to live here, but it's a lot less than if I were paying $1,000 to rent. I pay mostly just the utilities and a little bit of the mortgage, right? So I save a lot of money there. That's like, I'm basically saving $600-700 a month, where now that can go straight towards the bus, and I have somewhere to build it, like obviously it's, especially with now that the interest rates have gone up, it's very difficult and it's getting more difficult. But if you can figure out, if you live in a low cost of living area like I do, sometimes that's the best way to do it, is to find a place that you can live, rent out, and also save money to put towards a vehicle. So I hope all of you are having a great weekend, and hopefully Sunday scares aren't hitting you too hard, because I know I'm not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow, but it is what it is. It's part of life, and we'll get through it together, right? So thank you all for coming out. I'm going to end it there. I don't think we have any other questions. And have a wonderful week. And I'll see you in 5-ish weeks. So thank you. Thank you again. Bye.